Good morning, Daily Dose of Danny followers. It's Friday. I've been trying to vlog for 3 days. I don't know anything about anything. I'm techno not savvy. My phone seems to think there's no storage, but if I go into like this thing, there's certain places where it seems like there's a lot of storage. Like if I go into wherever it is. I don't know. Anyways, I saw these things yesterday. I was like, what? There's a lot of storage in there, like a terabyte. But how come I don't have access to it? So I tried to offload everything into Dropbox, which is just like a process and a half. I'm just going to move on. It's just better for my mental health if I move on. So I'm sure everyone knows. If you don't, here's your newsflash. Leah had COVID. So her roommates, they got it Labor Day weekend. Excuse me. And they've all since recovered. It was pretty mild. I'm not downplaying the seriousness of the disease or illness. They all had low-grade fever, extreme fatigue, some congestion, loss of sense of smell, lethargy, not just not feeling great. And they really did need at least 10 of the 14 days to recuperate. So she's through that, and that's good. Everyone's talking about Breonna Taylor and the just tragedy, the layers of tragedy. And here's what I want to say about it. What I should do right now is go use my inhaler, but I'm not going to. What I want to say about it is this. How come no one ever takes responsibility for anything? When this happened, there were so many layers of miscarriage of justice. First of all, the warrant was for an old boyfriend, not a current boyfriend. The actual person that they had the warrant for was already in custody across town when this whole no-knock search warrant was issued. So it's like, do your homework. Make sure what you're doing is what you need to be doing and where you need to be doing it. There was a lot of talk about, suspicious packages were coming to her house, and maybe, she was a drug dealer or someone living there. Her boyfriend was a drug dealer. And they said that they had like an affidavit from like the postmaster. The postmaster has said, I never freaking said that, essentially. Now, the night of this whole no-knock search warrant, first of all, no-knock search warrants, can we all just agree across the world, across the nation, that's fucking bullshit. No-knock search warrant, plainclothes police officers. I just think it's layered in trouble. So the no-knock search warrant was there. Apparently they said that this is what the police said, and why wouldn't they say this? Because this is a CYA situation, cover your ass. That they knocked on the door and announced police. It wasn't just like a little tap, tap, tap. It was like bang, bang, bang on the door. And apparently Breonna Taylor was asleep, but her boyfriend woke up and jumped out of bed and was like, what the fuck? Like someone breaking into our apartment. And then the police come in with the battery ram, knock the door down. The guy, her boyfriend, fires a shot. Okay, that's what he does. It's my house is my castle. My home is my castle. I can protect myself and my property from unwanted, unwelcome, uninvited intruders. Okay, so let's go by that. That probably was his thinking. Let's assume that was his thinking, because why don't we assume the best? Why do we immediately assume the worst? Why are we wired this way? That's fucking wrong. And that's across the board. Okay, so we assume the best. He's protecting his home, his castle, from these intruders, whoever the fuck's breaking his door down. Okay. So he fired a shot, hit one of the cops in the knee, and so there's 3 cops. They all fucking opened fire. I mean, like they were in fucking Desert Storm. And they shot up the apartment, shot up the neighboring apartment, just wildly shooting. I mean, I don't know how many rounds went off. I read somewhere 48, but then I'm thinking maybe that was a different story. Anyways, it was a lot of gunfire. Breonna Taylor was killed in her bed. And let's pretend she wasn't in her bed. Let's pretend all this commotion and she wakes up and she jumps out of bed. What difference does it fucking make? In her bed, by her bed, she ended up on the bed, dead, through no fault of her own. So my home is my castle does not apply when it's the cops at the door. The neighbors around there called 911 to report some sort of crazy break-in. Now, if the police had knocked on the door as loudly as we know they knocked on the door and announced, "Police, open the door," why would you call 911? You don't need to call 911. You shout out the window, "Hey, police, someone's trying to break in." "Oh, it's you? Okay, cool." It's a fucking lie. And this is so common that after the fact, people come forward and just vomit out a bunch of bullshit. It's unclear to any of us what exactly went down in that apartment. But I can tell you that without a doubt, there was miscarriage of justice before, during, and 100% after. Why can't they say a mistake was made? Why can't they say they fucked up? Why don't they just admit to that? And if all of this was revealed to the grand jury, the secret fucking grand jury, God forbid we have an open trial, then the transcripts need to be made available to the public. The behavior of the police turned this case into a national case. The revelations of the secret grand jury need to be made public. We need to know what we as American citizens who are just horrified that this happened and disgusted that nothing has happened to the police officers and are just frozen with disbelief at how this can happen in America. And we just fucking shine it on, whatever, another fucking dead person. Let's move on, moving on. So the city of Louisville offered Breonna Taylor's family a cash settlement. I think it was $13 million. It could have been 13 bajillion, sextillion, quadrillion dollars. They lost their daughter, their sister, their auntie, their cousin, their niece. It's not about the money. And the one police officer was charged with wanton endangerment for shooting without a target into an apartment, into a building. So essentially, he got charged for fucking up the drywall. There's no charge against anyone for shooting Breonna Taylor. I read in my paper this morning, "My house is my castle" does not apply when it's the police. How come he didn't know it was the police? Because I know people, many people, who have guns. I know many people who think they know what they're going to do if someone breaks into their house. They think they're going to jump up and shoot the motherfucker. No questions asked. Let's pretend like the police, fallible human beings, got the address wrong and showed up at your house and thought that they were coming to a whatever, I don't know, something. And they bust down your door and you shoot them. If they don't kill you, you're fucking going to jail. You feel me? Fucked up. So we're going to do away with no-knock search warrants. That's worldwide, nationwide, countrywide. We're going to revisit qualified immunity for police officers. And we're going to get the fucking transcripts of the grand jury. It's like bare minimum shit. That's what we want. Okay? And I think we're all sad about RBG, the notorious RBG. Her loss is felt deeply across all the land. She fought for rights, civil, human, and women's rights. She put things into law, made judgments, before she was on the Supreme Court, did many things that promoted women being able to do certain things. I know my mother-in-law said that when she was 21 years old and had two babies and wanted to go buy a car and, was divorced, so it was just her, and this was in the 60s, to be able to buy a car without a man was completely unheard of. I'm going to go to the message because I hate misquoting people. It's just like a thing that I just can't stand. So she says, she got a job and needed a reliable car. She bought a little VW Bug, and only one lender would give her a car loan at 25% interest rate. 1970, reality for women. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was directly responsible for all the rights for women that came after that. So, wow. Being able to have a credit card in your name, buying a house in your name, buying a car in your name, so many things. She was the floor that allowed us to get to the ceiling, period. She's flying in state in the Capitol right now. She was at the Supreme Court building. My sister-in-law she lives in DC. She got to walk by and see all that. She went the night she died, the vigil. It's just something that pulls at you hard. And when President Von Fuckface went to pay his respects at the Supreme Court yesterday, got booed, horrendously booed, with the chant, vote him out. And one of the things I read on Twitter was he so rarely leaves his bubble of bullshit and so rarely puts himself in a position to be around people that don't fucking admire the fuck out of him, crazy people, that this was probably, knee buckling to him to be in public and have a crowd of people hate you. Well, guess what? November 3rd, your reckoning is coming. So I guess asshole in chief also said that he is not agreeing to a peaceful transfer of power as required by the Constitution because he said, the ballots are fucked up and, it's not going to be a fair election and what other bullshit he can throw and try to make it stick. He will leave the White House. And he goes, well, it probably won't have to transfer because I'm getting another 4 years. That kind of arrogance, for me, I feel like it needs to just be fucking nipped in the bud. So I want everyone to vote. I've made that very clear. If you have a mail-in ballot, please put 2 stamps on it to ensure its delivery. If you have a mail-in ballot and you have the ability to go drop it off in person, please do so. If you're going to go to the polling place and vote, I might be there. I'm going to be a poll worker. The voting is the most important thing that you will do in your lifetime to date. This voting, this election. Okay, it's just facts. We need everyone to vote. My one friend said the 18 to 29-year-old age group, that block of voters, will single-handedly defeat this current asshole. If you're 18 to 29 years old and you're going to go vote, no, you are going to vote. When you vote for history. Let's make history. Let's get rid of him before he destroys everything that we hold dear. He's in a rush to replace RBG, and his replacement is what's her nuts? What's her name? I can't think of her name. Let me just tell you. I just got it. Amy Coney Barrett. She's all kinds of crazy. I'm sure she's a fabulous jurist, and obviously she didn't get where she got without being good at her job. But she is living in the dark ages. Have you guys ever seen that show? It's like Extreme Pioneering or something. I'm making that up. That's not what it's called. But it's like these people want to live in the olden days. And that's her. Like the man is in charge and, you serve him. And which is just fucking weird to me because she's a woman. She's a jurist. Like you did that on your own, honey. Your husband doesn't have his hand up the back of your shirt, puppeting you all the way. Why would you believe those things? And, it's all about Roe versus Wade and, getting that reversed. And I read this thing this morning that when Trump got elected, there was a run on IUDs, like all women went and got IUDs because they're like, we're fucked, this is going to be a thing. And is that going to happen again? And all I can say is this. The Republican women who support our current president because they are single issue voters and their issue is abortion, you're a disgrace to the female gender. I am pro-choice. That does not mean I'm pro-abortion. I am pro-choice. My body, my choice. This is not political. This doesn't have anything to do with anything except my body, my choice. And I have raised my daughters the same way. Your body, your choice. And you live with the consequences of your body and your choice, period. But it's in jeopardy and it's tragic. It's just tragic. I just can't even wrap my head around it. Hopefully, somehow the confirmation hearings overrun, take too long. We get Katie Porter in there and Klobuchar and Kamala Harris, and they just fucking annihilate her, and she doesn't get it for approved. It's like I want it to be a TV show where somebody's doing like the back, looking up, seeing all the skeletons in her closet because everyone's got them. I say all the time I'm going to run for office, then I was like, I fucking would never make it past the first day. Skeletons in my closet, people. Oh, this vlog could be used against me in the court of law. This weekend, brace yourselves. It's going to be a wind heat event here in Northern California from Saturday until Monday. 100-degree heat, high winds, fire danger. I'm thrilled about that. So happy. Elated. Is anyone watching the NBA playoffs? So I wanted the Clippers to advance because my dream was Clippers versus Lakers and the Clippers to beat the Lakers. But Denver, this team, this amazing team who no one put any thought to, they've just risen. They beat the Clippers. They came back from a 3-1 deficit. Clippers were up 3, they had 1, and they won. Are you kidding me? It went to game 7. I mean, come on, it was crazy. So now, Denver team is playing the Lakers, and I don't like the Lakers. I don't like LeBron. I don't like him as a basketball player. He's just a poor sport. I'm not 100% behind him as a human being. However, I will say that last night, after the game, they beat Denver last night. He was interviewed, and the interviewer, he's the interviewee, the interviewer asked him about the Breonna Taylor situation. And he spoke rather eloquently from his heart. He was choked up about the situation, and many, many, many of the things he said resonated with me. And in that moment, I liked him. And I understand people are complicated and there's all sides to people. And there are people that love LeBron. They think he's the GOAT. It's like LeBron, LeBron, LeBron. I'm just not that person. Not because I'm a Warriors fan. I never liked LeBron. I don't like the way he plays. I feel like it's a bad example for kids. Every play is a foul. Every foul is flagrant. He's just a complainer. It's like, what? Why? Anyways, so it's the Celtics and the Heat, another team, the Miami Heat. Are you kidding me? Who thought they were good? And they're good. It's going to be probably, I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, right now it looks like it's going to be the Heat and the Lakers. I don't want that. I want it to be the Celtics and Denver. But I'll take the Heat and Denver or the Celtics and I just don't want LeBron to go. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm a little snot. Okay, so this is the thing. I'm driving yesterday. I was driving home, and so I'm at an intersection. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn left. There's a street over here, and these people are turning what would be their left, in front of me. So I was cracking up because it was like a row of cars that were turning. I'm watching them. Obviously, they're turning turning in front of me. And every single driver was doing this, like as they were turning, like they're moving their body, like they have to lean the car. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so they're turning, like, is it like the G-force? Is there some sort of centrifugal force? Centrifugal force? Am I saying that right? That's pulling their body over, like to help with how sometimes when you ride a motorcycle, you need to like lean into the turns, like do this, but really you counter lean a lot of times too. Anyways, not riding a motorcycle. So I thought to myself, that's funny. And I was like laughing at these people. It was like car after car after car. Everyone's leaning into the turn. I thought, fuck, I do that. So I go to make my turn and I'm thinking to myself, consciously, I'm not going to do it. But what if you can't help it? What if the force is so much like that? G-force or whatever the physics thing is that's happening inside my car as my car is turning. It's not. They're just doing that on purpose. Like that's just a habit. You don't need to do that. I mean, unless you're banking a turn, which you're not. It's just funny, right? Turning behavior. It's just weird. So our governor, Gavin Newsom, he's such a controversial figure. I've always liked him. I don't know what that says about me. I just have. He's first of all, he's super fucking intelligent. I love smart people. I love listening to smart people. I like when smart people talk and make sense. I like when people are confident and intelligent. And I just think he has it. Plus, he's not bad on the eyes. But anyways, he passed an ordinance that in California there'll be no gas cars sold by the year 2035. So in the year 2035, that's it. You can't buy another gas car. I can only begin to imagine the fucking nightmare that it's going to be when people start regulating how you drive in California. But I can tell you this. I'm all in. Get me a Tesla and dial me in. I don't need a gas guzzler. What's weird about this, okay, this just happened. And literally, I think it was Monday night at dinner, I said to my husband, I wonder why Mercedes doesn't have an electric car. Query. And then this came up. So here's my prediction. All these like companies that have a bunch of company vehicles, trucks, construction, things that hit close to home. In 2034, they're going to replace all their gas-powered vehicles with gas-powered vehicles. That's going to be the last wave because that's the last time you can buy a gas-powered vehicle in California. My husband probably will do this, and other companies are because they want trucks and they don't want electric trucks. That's not fast or heavy or strong enough, they don't think. They're going to buy all new rigs in 2034 before this hits. So like December of 2034, offload your entire fleet. If you have a gas car, you can continue to drive it. Not going to fucking make you stay in your garage. You just can't buy a new one. So, and I don't know if you live in California, most people do, but everyone has a new car. All cars are new. You rarely see old cars on the road. You just don't. And when you do, it's like, oh my God, what's happening there? It's such a, anyways, not capping on California because I live here. Excuse me. So Gail Sayers died from complications from dementia and Alzheimer's. CTE, I'm sure. I mean, he was a great football player, and this was in the days where protective helmets wasn't a thing. And they were like, you got a concussion, they gave you like smelling salts on the sidelines and threw you back out there. But of course, everyone knows the story of Gail Sayers and Brian Piccolo, besties, and the movie Brian's Song. So I have a story about that. So we lived at 455 South Jefferson Street, 453 South Jefferson Street in Tiffin, Ohio. I was in 6th grade. My best friend was Tammy Hartzell. She spent the night, and that movie Brian's Song was on. And for some unknown reason, we all sat down to watch it. The movie is brutal and sad, and the story of friendship and love and all. I mean, it'll make you bawl your eyes out. I'm in 6th grade, and this is my friend spending the night. I don't care how fucking involved you think you are. Nobody wants to watch a movie with their friend in 6th grade and cry. And I was a wreck, and I was trying to stuff the tears down and not make the ugly, I'm holding my cry face in. It's horrible. It was so devastatingly hard. When the movie was over, I can see this like it's happening right now. We had our pajamas on. Tammy stood up, walked out of the TV room, walked into the kitchen, and then came back and said, are we going upstairs? Just like that. Like she just like whatever she had to do to like pull her shit together. And while she walked away and did that, like I pulled my shit together and I was like, yeah. It's like we didn't just watch the saddest fucking movie in the whole goddamn wide world while we're 12 years old. Anyways, that's one of my Tammy Hartzell memories. She was my best friend in 6th grade and she died. And that's another sad story, but I won't talk about that right now because I already talked about sadness. So everybody knows I'm doing Team Body Project. That's my workout with my boyfriend Daniel and his cute wife Alex. So they just came out with Total 5, it's called. They have Total 1, Total 2, Total 3, Total 4, Total 5. Now I'm crazy. Yes, I joined, but I'm not doing any tests or anything. I'm just doing my own thing. Like I see a workout I like, I do it. The reason I joined is because I want these preview workouts, like the new workouts. I want to get them. I don't want to have to wait till they're on YouTube because they're not all going to be on YouTube. I want the latest and the greatest. So I did Total 5 the other day. And in the middle of it, I kid you not, in the strength portion, we were doing wall sits. Wall sits. So two things ran through my head, and you do go through the session 3 times. So the first time, I was like looking around like, fuck, where am I going to go? Like, do I have a clean wall? It'd be a wall like this, like right by the door, but it was right by the wine room because I was doing it in the TV room. So I got into my wall sit position, 45 seconds of wall sits. First of all, the last time I did wall sits, it was a punishment. So I was 10. Literally, I think, I mean, I probably did it since then. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I'm like climbing up the wall, trying to go to the standing position. And I immediately turned around. I was like, shit, did I get the wall dirty? So as I'm going through the thing, and then I'm like, fuck, wall sits are coming again. And I'm wearing my blue Daily Dose of Danny t-shirt. And, I know it's been washed, but like it's navy. And I was like, what if the pressure and the sweat makes a blue mark on the wall? And while I'm doing wall sits, in order to not think about the 45 seconds that are slowly passing, I'm thinking to myself, I bet Mr. Clean's magic eraser would get it off if there's a mark. But I don't really sweat. So this kind of shit that's going through my head because I got to get through it. I get up, round 2, I'm fine. Round 3 comes around, and I was like, oh, hell no. But I have to do it. I feel like they're watching me. So I get into wall sit position. When I came up from wall sit position, I hurt myself. Damn it. I hurt my right knee. Now my right knee is still my knee. My left knee is fully a replacement knee, but my right knee still right above my right knee. I pulled a muscle, and it was so tender. And I thought to myself, at least you have a muscle, right? All right. Okay, wall sits. And I wrote a note to Daniel on the Instagram, and I said, wall sits, really? And he sent me back like 5 laughing, crying faces and said, sorry about that. We're friends. So my doctor, my concierge doctor, and I were talking about my ankle and my elbow and my knee and my this and my pains. And she's like, have you ever tried Salon Pass? So I was like, no. So I got him. Holy shit. Why didn't I know about this shit? I'm all patched up like a crazy person. So first day, I'm crazy. And I was like, my knee hurts, my ankle hurts, my elbow hurts. I put a patch on each spot. And then the next day, I was just like casually reading the box. And it said, you can't use more than 1 patch in a day. Whoops. High on Salon Pass. So I take 1 pad and I cut it into 3 pieces and I put it each on my 3 spots. I love that shit. So it's 39 days to the election, people. 39 days. 39 days. 39 days. I got all my letters written, addressed, and stamped. They're going to North Carolina. I'm mailing them out. I'm supposed to mail them on October 27th in order for they to get there by election day, but based on the time that's taking the mail to be delivered, and I'm a little nervous about that, I'm going to mail them early. Not super early, but I think a week early. I really do think I am. I think my plaintiff letter is going to really appeal to some of these undecided voters or registered voters who don't vote. I think I'm going to get some people to the polls. Even if I get just these 25, it's going to make me feel good. I have no way of knowing. It's just a thing. Yeah, 39 days. Now, the debates are coming up. They're, I think, next week. And someone asked me, are you going to watch them? And I go, yeah. And they're like, how are you going to do that? And I go, I feel like it's my civic duty. I really do. I feel like it's my responsibility to watch the debates. Just like I watch the town halls, both of them. Poor George Stephanopoulos. And my only fear in watching the debates is what if something happens to Biden? Like, what if he has a misstep? Because all our eggs are in his basket. Do you know what I mean? I'm a little scared about that. I can't wait to see Kamala and Pence debate, if that's ever going to happen. That guy, he's such a fucking robot. He doesn't have a single new thought, absolutely nothing original. Everything is a regurgitation of something the butthole in chief told him. So that one's going to be good. My hair. Look at my hair. Are you kidding me? Get my hair done October 4th. It's a Sunday, the day before I turn 58. There's some issues going on right here. I got to tell you, but look, this is really going to, look at that. Look at all that gray. Oh my God, I'm so old. Can you believe it? It's crazy. Okay, so then I have a little mini tirade here about when people make a bad judgment. So, like, you're living your life and you do something, it's not the greatest judgment. Now, whether that's going someplace, a party, let's say, and not wearing a mask, like, how long do you stay on the cross for that bad judgment? I mean, it's bad judgment, but what came of it? Like, did anyone get hurt? Do you know what I mean? I mean, how do we weigh that? And people make bad judgments all the time. Fuck, I do on the daily. So what's the lifespan of bad judgment? Like, is that just a cross that you gotta fucking bear for life? I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of stuff happening in the world, professionally, personally. While I doomsday scroll on Twitter, that's what my sister calls it. That's fucking perfect. And I'm wondering about people's lapses. If you have a lapse in judgment, and the end result of the lapse is that no one really got hurt, like maybe somebody's feelings got hurt, but no one was hurt. Like there was no injury reported from your lapse of judgment. I mean, you don't agree with it, and it's like, wow, seriously? But like, do you know what I mean? Like, how long are you going to hold that person hostage? How long are you going to judge them for it? And it really comes down to that. Like, how judgmental are we? I mean, I'm super fucking judgmental. Don't get me wrong. I judge with the best of them. But as a judgy person, I'm well aware of the fact that people in turn may be judging me. Potentially, I don't have the spine for that. Potentially, I can't take that. Potentially, I'm not cut out to be judged. I don't know what that says about me. I mean, I know what it says about me. I just don't understand, like, why it surprises me. You know, I judge things all the time, things, people, actions. I guess the thing about me is that I keep a lot of things personal. I keep them to myself. And I don't put things up for debate that I really don't want debated. Like I want to follow my own moral compass, my own internal guidelines. Anyways, I don't want to go on too long about this. It's just something that came up and I thought about it and I thought, you know what? I wonder like what that looks like in the rest of the world. You know what I mean? So I was up early this morning and I was on Twitter and I was freaking out of my mind. And the only way for me to explain to you how crazy I got is to tell you a few of my things because you should follow me on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw Bruce Springsteen's on the cover of the Art magazine and on the cover of Rolling Stone. So I said, so now I need the Art magazine and the Rolling Stone magazine, old rockers and shit. Springsteen, love the boss on any cover. So I responded to some things too because I'm a responder. I can't remember what I responded to. Well, I responded to this one, which was interesting because, how do I get to it? This girl said, if I accidentally go into the wrong patient hospital room and give them the wrong medicine and kill them, I will lose my job, my nursing license, and I'm going to jail. What's the difference with a police officer making that mistake? Can someone tell me the difference? There's no goddamn difference. And let's just think about that for a second. If they would have said, oh my God, we've made a horrible mistake. We not only went to the wrong place, the wrong address with the incorrect warrant with the incorrect name on it, but we accidentally killed someone. Oh my, this is horrible. Like this kind of, oh my God, do you know what I mean? They didn't. They can't. They cannot. They're unable to do it. They can't. They just can't. And that's really another layer of the problem, that they can't admit that they're assholes or that they made a mistake. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like making a bad judgment. This was a judgment. It was a horrible judgment. They had a lapse in judgment from the judge that issued the search warrant to those who read the search warrant to those who executed the search warrant. It was a bad judgment. Now they must pay. This is not something that hurt nobody. This killed somebody. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I have so much fear. Like, I don't even want to say things out loud like when the Biden-Harris presidency starts. Like, I'm afraid. But at the same time, I'm hopeful because I really do have faith in the people that I see protesting the way things are and knowing that the way things are is a direct result of who's in charge. So I'm gonna let you go. 36 minutes, talked my bloody head off. It's Friday, TGIF. It's 3:46 in the afternoon, almost time for Ellen. All right, have a good weekend. Stay safe. If you're in this hot, high wind area, be vigilant. That's what I'm gonna be doing. All right, I love you guys. Bye.